Chapter 41, One Straight in Acting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Feng squinted his eyes slightly, and immediately raised his spirit ring. The dark purple spirit ring gleamed in the entire room. The little golden lotus was extremely beautiful. As the purple spirit ring rises, Bishop Jake is startled. Is it really a purple spirit ring? It was the handsome boy next to him, who was also slightly startled. Looking at the child who was only a few centimeters shorter than him, he couldn't help but be curious. His spirit power is level 15. Mtlnovel quickly said, Bishop Jika, this kid is a genius. Joining the Hall of Souls will surely have limitless achievements. In Nodding City, he will be buried. I hope you can take him to a better college. However, before Mtlnovel finished speaking, Bishop Jika interrupted and said solemnly. Wait, you said, his spirit power. Only 15th level, Mtlnovel nodded. My child, how did you get your 1000-year spirit ring? Bishop Jika continued to ask. Wang Feng repeated what he had said to Tang San and repeated it to everyone. Two soul beasts killed each other. A golden light leopard and a star moon fox. It is a bit interesting. The golden light leopard is an extremely rare 1000-year soul beast, ranging from 5 years ago to 6,000 years, while the star moon fox it is possible for 2 to 4,000 years. However, Xingyue fox has a strong recovery ability and does have the ability to fight the golden light leopard. Bishop Jika is worthy of being a soul sage. He is well informed. It seems that your luck is indeed good. When the two fight against each other, when you are tired, you may really get a bargain. At this moment, the mysterious boy suddenly said. Why did you choose the golden light leopard instead of the soul ring of Xingyue fox? The sound is crisp, like a natural sound, and very nice. Wang Feng glanced at him, and said the words he had prepared, because the golden light leopard is stronger, so I did not choose Xingyue fox. Very normal child's answer. As soon as Wang Feng finished speaking, the young man shook his head, sighed lightly, and stopped talking. Mtlnovel and others are puzzled. Bishop Jika sneered, it's really pitiful, it's a pity. Mtlnovel and Su Yuntao were once again puzzled. On the way here, you soul master of the branch hall, told me about this kid. Bishop Jika glanced at Su Yuntao and said faintly, this kid is born full of spirit power, with extremely high qualifications, and strong physical fitness. He just enrolled yesterday and entered Nodding College. There must be a lot of knowledge. No one has taught yet. Isn't he? He ran into the hunting forest happily. 1000-year spirit ring, for the spirit master of the first spirit ring, it is impossible to absorb it. Forcibly absorbed, weak and small, it will only explode and die. He is innately full of spirit power, with extremely high aptitude, maybe 1% chance can be absorbed. It is a pity that if he absorbs the spirit ring of Xingyue fox, he might really have a chance to survive. Bishop Jake walked to Wang Feng's side, glanced twice, and shook his head again. Unfortunately, he chose the golden light leopard ignorantly. The golden light leopard has been at least 5,000 years old. This kind of spirit ring, even the 30th level soul master dare not absorb it. Upon hearing this, Master Mtlnovel's expression changed. Master Bishop, what do you mean? He's alive soon. The mysterious teenager spoke in a natural voice again. Innately full of spirit power makes his physical fitness far beyond ordinary people, but he forcibly absorbed the golden light thunder leopard's spirit ring, even if it succeeded. Sometimes, the body will have difficulty supporting it. Also, every time he uses a spirit ring, the load on his body will increase. Then his spirit power will quickly dissipate. Because his body cannot withstand the spirit power brought by a 1000-year spirit ring. The mysterious boy walked to Wang Feng's side, staring at him with eyes like stars. This kid, for some reason, has a peculiar attraction to him. So, his spirit power is only 15th level. Bishop Jika said coldly, if he is truly a peerless genius, he will absorb the spirit power of the golden light thunder leopard at this time, and if he is intact, he will only have 20th level. Full of soul power. That kind is the real peerless genius, hard to find in a million. But he, no, Bishop Jack pointed to Wang Feng. His talent is good, but unfortunately he is too stupid, he knows too little, and he chose the wrong one. If he chooses the Star Moon Fox, which has the ability to recover and has a relatively low age, there may be a chance of survival. Now, his spirit power will slowly decrease, and his body will gradually be unable to withstand the huge impact brought by that 1,000-year spirit power. Until the end it will slowly fade. Bishop Jika looked at Wang Feng and asked, "My child, if you don't use your spirit power once, your body will suffer a severe pain." Hearing this, Mtlnovel was shocked. He had heard Xiao Feng say it just now, but he didn't expect that he didn't take it seriously. Could it be? Wang Feng nodded. Seeing this, Mtlnovel's heart sank. So, he doesn't have any potential right now. Bishop Jack shook his head. It really made us run in vain. At the same time, nodding college, the room where the master is. What? Master, you said Feng Gu will die slowly. Tang San listened to the teacher's words dumbfounded, with a look of surprise. How can this happen? Brother Feng's first spirit ring, the 1,000-year spirit ring, how could he die? After returning to the academy, Tang San first went to the master and said something about the spirit ring of Brother Feng, did not expect to hear such a shocking answer. Master sighed and said, "The child of Xiaofeng is still too anxious. He is so lucky, he is so smart, and his ambition is too strong. He should absorb the spirit ring of that Star Moon Fox to have a chance to survive. He has absorbed the spirit ring of the Golden Light Leopard. He is innately full of spirit power. Listening to your description, Xiaofeng's physical fitness is still very strong, but it is impossible to withstand the Golden Light Thunder Leopard's soul ring. That's at least 5,000 years. Although I have never seen such a situation, no matter how talented he is, it will be difficult for him to survive. Now he is trying to absorb the spirit ring. Now I am afraid that every time he uses a martial spirit, it's extremely painful, and the soul power will slowly dissipate, it won't last long." After finishing speaking, the master sighed. That kid, if a teacher taught him, I'm afraid it wouldn't be the case. Then teacher, is there any way Feng brother can save it? Tang San stood up, his expression a little anxious. Feng Gu is his friend who grew up together. Difficult. The master shook his head. First, use the heavenly materials and earth treasures to slow down the impact brought by the Golden Light Thunder Leopard spirit ring, but this kind of genius earth treasures are extremely rare. If it is saved, Xiaofeng's spirit ring will also be lowered, becoming 100 years instead of 1,000 years. The strength and potential will also be greatly reduced. With the spirit hall, it is impossible to do such thankless things. Secondly, let a spirit master of at least the soul sage level suppress the Golden Light Thunder Leopard spirit ring, but it is also not pleased, and even if it recovers, Xiaofeng's spirit ring will also decline. Strength and potential, and the upper limit will drop. Wuhuan Palace will not do this kind of thing either. After listening to the teacher, Tang San was also startled. I didn't expect that this would be the case. Brother Feng, how long can you still live? Tang San asked tremblingly. Master was silent for a moment, shook his head and said, at most, 6 or 7 years, and this is still the case when he does not use Wuhuan. If he uses Wuhuan for a long time, it will be greatly shortened. There is still the possibility of sudden death. Tang San stayed in place, nodding city, in the hall of Wuhuan, very quiet. Mtlnovel looked at Wang Feng in pain, tears sparkling in his eyes. Yuntao also looked at Wang Feng, feeling a little sad in his heart. No one thought that this would be the case. At this time, Wang Feng suddenly trembled. Uncle Bishop, is there no way to save me in the spirit hall? Your spirit hall, so powerful, should be able to save my situation. If you can save me, I will be fine. What? Silence. Save you? Bishop Jake suddenly laughed and said, the cost of saving you is too great, and you cannot afford it. And even if you save you, your strength and aptitude are far inferior to what you used to be. You will be able to become Soul Master, it's probably a great fortune. So, kid, sorry, you can't join the Wuhuan Hall. I suggest that you don't have to study anymore, go back to the village, stop using Wuhuan, and spend the rest of your life. Bishop Jieka waved his hand. But, you don't even try, how do you know? Wang Feng walked up to Bishop Jieka and said eagerly, on his face, he seemed a little scared, as if he understood what Jake and the mysterious boy had just said. Seeing this scene, Matthew Noah and Su Yuntao felt sour. No need to try. Even if the Pope is here, he will not waste resources and manpower because of you. Bishop Jieka looked at Wang Feng impatiently, it's a waste of my time. My child, your luck is extremely good, but it is also extremely bad. If you want to blame it, blame God for not taking care of you. Let go. Said, Bishop Jieka was about to push Wang Feng away directly, was stopped by the mysterious boy next to him. Jeko, let's go www.novelmtl.com. The mysterious young man's face darkened. He seemed to have heard the words His Majesty the Pope in the mouth of Bishop Jeko, and his eyes were a little unswerving. Yes. Bishop Jieka was taken aback, and immediately replied with a respectful voice. The mysterious young man walked up to Wang Feng and looked at this. The older child, who was only a head shorter than himself, took out a token from his arms and handed it to Wang Feng. Child, Wuhandian can't help you. But this token can give you some help in life. If you can survive, I will give you a chance. Seeing this token, Bishop Jake was startled slightly. Your Highness. Needless to say. The mysterious young man waved his hand. It's just a token of the Spirit Hall. Bishop Jieka gave a wry smile. That token is not easy. That is the third-class special token of Wuhuan Hall. On the token, besides a long sword and hammer, there are 3 pairs of wings on both sides. Mysterious. But you can enter the soul hunting forest and the main hall of the spirit in most cities, and you can also go to the hall of spirit with this token to receive a lot of golden soul coins. This child who is hopeless in the future is enough to make him rich for a lifetime. Wang Feng looked at this special token and said nothing. Okay, let's go. The mysterious boy finally took a deep look at Wang Feng. She has a vague hunch, maybe, this child, she will see it again. But, I don't know what will happen then. However, at this moment, seeing Bishop Jake and his party leave, Wang Feng's face was very disappointed, but a smile flashed in his eyes. That's right, from the moment Wang Feng lit up the 1000-year spirit ring in front of Matthew Noah and Su Yuntao, he is always acting. Chapter 42, Su Yuntao. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Life is like a play, it all depends on acting. Sometimes there is no way, so I have to act every time. Wang Feng sighed in his heart. Joining the Wuhuan Hall will definitely be restrained by it in the future, and most importantly, listen to them, this is not what Wang Feng wants, so I had to act, and the Bishop Jieka of Wuhuan Palace mistakenly thought that he had no potential value training, so he gave up. At the beginning of this scene, Wang Feng didn't want to hide it, but then he thought that this place was Nodding City, and even if Matthew Noah reported it, it would not be possible to report to the Pope's palace. Only come to the middle and high level of Wuhuan Hall. Wang Feng is even more unnecessary, whether it is Wuhuan or testing spirit power. Wang Feng did not hide it, his spirit power is indeed only 15th level. Wang Feng also said that the situation in the hunting forest was true and false. Bishop Jieka's inference. Wang Feng thought about it this way when he used the 1000-year spirit ring, so he followed their thinking. Because of compressing and purifying spirit power, it only has 15th rank, and it doesn't look like it really absorbs 6,000 years of spirit ring. So they will definitely think that there is a problem, and even say some conclusive thoughts. In fact, the inference of Bishop Jieka of Wuhandian is not too wrong. If you are a true soul master with innate soul power, you really have a few chances to absorb the 1000-year spirit ring, especially the Xingyue fox who has the ability to recover, and the golden light leopard. It is completely impossible. If Wang Feng doesn't have any falling stars, the best-case scenario might be the case. Even if they had barely absorbed the 6,000 years of spirit ring, they would not live long. The huge spirit power brought by the golden light thunder leopard spirit ring was slowly destroyed. Wang Feng also directly followed the words of Bishop Jieka and replied that he was completely invisible in acting. It is extremely clever. To put it simply, I predicted your prediction, that's why the acting was successful. which was unnoticeable. However, it was the mysterious boy who surprised Wang Feng a bit. Relying on his understanding of Douluo continent, Wang Feng roughly guessed the identity of the opponent, but he was not sure. The biggest gain, maybe this token. Wang Feng looked at this token, is similar to the third-class special token in the hands of the master. Although it has no actual rights, it can enter the hunting forest and perform a kind of identity disguise. At that time, I will go to Xuanhuan Hall in other cities to conduct soul power identification. With this token, it will be much more convenient. On the contrary, using this token to receive the golden soul coin subsidy turned out to be the most useless point for Wang Feng. Yuntao took Wang Feng down the second floor. What a wonderful child. Mtlnovel looked at Wang Feng's back, and sighed in his heart, maybe this is a good fortune walker, right? Encountered a rare spirit beast fight, but because of the wrong choice, wrong step, it led to the current situation. When went downstairs, it was already dark. Yuntao. Why did you make me wait so long? That the woman was actually still in the temple. At this time, seeing Yuntao taking Wang Feng down, she almost immediately became angry because of the resentment on her face after waiting for too long. Then she looked at Wang Feng beside Yuntao and couldn't help. He sneered, "Why, kid, I don't know, what level of spirit power is yours? Is it the spirit beast you hunted?" That she still wants to be sarcastic, but Yuntao's face was very gloomy and interrupted with a shout, "Enough, Cici, shut up." Cici was stunned. How could Yuntao dare to talk to her like this? Has always been loyal to her, and she is compliant. Yuntao ignored Cici, and directly led Wang Feng to the outside of Xuanhuan Hall, leaving Cici in a daze. Boy, be optimistic. Yuntao patted Wang Feng's shoulder heavily. Wang Feng, it seems that he acted so well that Brother Tao was already unconsciously touched. I don't even want to be a licking dog. Master Su, don't be so sad, I won't die. Wang Feng whispered, besides, the story of my soul breaking through the sky, I haven't finished writing it for you. Hearing this, Yuntao's eyes were sour, and the Iron Man couldn't help but tears from the corners of his eyes. This kid, although he is careless, but he did not expect to think about himself at this time. Wang Feng. Although Brother Tao belongs to the Spirit Hall, he is only the lower-level staff of the Spirit Hall. Compared with those high-level people, he has a lot of human touch. The same goes for Grandpa Mtlnovel. I am leaving. Wang Feng waved at Yuntao, leaving Yuntao a lonely back. Seeing this, Yuntao wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes and sighed. Yuntao, what's the matter with you just now? Are you gutsy? Do you dare to yell at me? At this time, Cici ran out and said coldly, what about the kid? I laughed at him. Why? He is your relative? This Yuntao is too bold, dare to shout. Humph, as long as my face becomes cold, I think you dare to come over and apologize. However. Yuntao looked at him coldly. One more thing, believe it or not I kicked you out. Those cold eyes tremble. When did she meet Yuntao and look at her with such cold eyes? As if you really want to kick yourself away. Cici was agitated, hurriedly whispered. Yuntao, I am wrong, don't be angry. Humph. Yuntao glanced at her, feeling sad in his heart, and turned and walked directly into the Xuanhuan Hall. Cici also hurriedly walked in, vaguely, and heard the panic sound of apology, walked back to Nodding College, not thinking, but met two people at the door. Is Tang Sanhe? Mistress, master. Why are you here? Wang Feng looked at the two of them, suddenly surprised. I don't know. Tang San walked over directly with a heavy face. Brother Feng, did you go to the Spirit Hall just now? Hearing this, Wang Feng's heart moved and nodded. Yes, I went for the appraisal. After the appraisal, it seems that a bishop has come, saying that I will not live long and my soul power will slowly dissipate, and he did not agree with me to join the Xuanhuan Hall, nor will he save me. I don't believe me at all, Brother Feng. I eat and sleep every day, and I will live for 100 years. Hearing this, Tang San's face was very heavy, but he smiled bitterly, as expected. Brother Feng, he is heartless and fearless. Tang San looked at the master sighed and said, it is indeed the style of the spirit hall. If Xiao Feng absorbs the soul ring of the Xingyue fox, there is no problem, they may value it and cultivate it, but it is the golden light leopard's spirit ring. After knowing Xiao Feng's situation, I guess he won't be able to save him. Wang Feng looked at the master with some confusion. Brother Feng, I'm sorry, I told the master about your 1,000-year spirit ring in advance. Tang San hurriedly said sorry. It's okay, I didn't let you keep it secret. Wang Feng smiled and shook his head. But, I asked the master, hoping he can save you. The master said, he has a way. Tang San continued. Method. Wang Feng was stunned. The master nodded, looked at Wang Feng, and said solemnly, Little San begs me, I hope I can help you. You are exceptionally talented, but you have mistakenly absorbed the Golden Light Thunder Leopard Spirit Ring. www.novelmtl.com. Although barely absorbed, but the body cannot withstand the pressure brought by 6,000 years of Spirit Ring. Presumably, the Bishop of the Spirit Hall said that if you use Spirit and Spirit Power now, the lifespan will be shorter, right? I said it. Wang Feng moved slightly in his heart and said with a smile, but it doesn't matter. Even if I don't use martial spirit, I'm very strong. But you still won't live long. This is a fact. The master shook his head and continued, if you want to solve this kind of solution, it is not impossible. But Wuhandian will not help you, but I have a friend who is a soul. Holy. If I speak, he should help you use spirit power and help you calm the Golden Light Thunder Leopard Spirit Ring. It will clear the spirit power in your body, but, even then, even if you can recover, your spirit power will be restored. It is difficult to improve. Only one life can be saved. After speaking, the master looked at Wang Feng fixedly. Wang Feng secretly said in his heart, Xiao San is really powerful, please move the master's friend, should it be the famous Flander. And the premise is that you have to worship him as a teacher. He will act. The master continued, after listening, Wang Feng not only sighed in his heart, this decency is decency, the villain is the villain, and the characters in Douluo continent are roughly the same. Wuhandian is unwilling to help, but the masters will look at Xiaosan Sake, and will help. Although it was Flanders who shot. Thank you, master, but I really don't need it. Wang Feng said with a smile, actually, my body, I know it, may not be as bad as you think. I'm serious. There are some reasons that I can't explain to you, but thank you so much. After finishing talking, Wang Feng waved his hand to the two and returned to the dormitory. Only 2 people were left in the same place. Chapter 43, Sorry I feel a little bit less. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After seeing Wang Feng left. This kid. Master looked at Wang Feng's back, unable to speak for a long time. What a stubborn kid, the master said softly. Inexplicably, the master looked at Wang Feng's back with infinite emotion in his heart, who was not a stubborn kid back then. Maybe, Fengge might not be what we think, right? Teacher. Tang San whispered, Brother Feng has been very smart since he was a child. If he is not absolutely sure, he will not absorb the 6,000-year-old Golden Light Thunder Leopard Spirit Ring. The master pondered for a moment, but still couldn't understand. Because this is almost completely contrary to his theory, although Tang San couldn't understand, he knew that Brother Feng had his own secret, just as he had a secret too, for some reason, I can't tell. Perhaps. The master shook his head, however, it should be clear after a long time. If he is really fine, then Yu Fengge is really a genius beyond imagination. Anyway, you have a long time to graduate. Tang San nodded. However, if this kid is really okay, he went to the Wuhuan Hall for appraisal, but he was not taken away by the Wuhuan Hall. I am afraid that he was specially testing the Wuhuan Hall. I don't know how he did it. At a young age, he has an extraordinary mind. Master is very clever, as if thinking of something, he could not help but sigh slightly. Tang San was silent. The two looked at Wang Feng, and gradually disappeared into the darkness, each with a different taste. The next day, Wang Feng didn't tell the story of passing the Wuhuan Hall appraisal. I went to a few classes in the morning to understand many vague knowledge and settings about the Douluo continent in my mind, but at noon, Wang Feng did not stay in the academy, but went to the hunting forest, of course. When I went to the soul hunting forest this time, Wang Feng naturally couldn't get the soul ring. Is for hunting soul beasts, is not alone. I have Meteor Tears. Even if I don't go through meditation, I will absorb the energy of heaven and earth and become soul power, but the speed is too slow. Wang Feng thought on the road. After compressing and purifying soul power, his cultivation speed was greatly reduced. I kept thinking about this morning last night. Until now, the 16th level has not arrived. Compared to in the hunting soul forest, meditation for a few hours, compressing and purifying to 15 is too slow. Thinking of each subsequent level, it would be slower. Wang Feng knew that simple meditation would be too slow. If this continues, I am afraid that after 6 years, the goal will not be achieved, and 6 years later, he will be graduating. If he goes to Shrek Academy, he still hasn't reached level 30, he won't even have the chance to get 10,000 years spirit ring. The kindness of Master and Tang San last night made Wang Feng feel that Shrek Academy still had to go to see it. Plus the check-in location given by the system was also there. However, if I use more spirit power in my body through battle, will my cultivation speed be much faster? Wang Feng wondered in his heart. This is actually possible. Fighting contemporary people, and by consuming soul power, it can naturally increase the speed of cultivation. That's why I wanted to go to the hunting forest. You can make money. You can also improve your combat experience by fighting spirit beasts. It's almost a 3-shot. There is a lot of time in the afternoon and evening. There is no waste of spirit ring, and most importantly, what? Wang Feng thought. After eating at noon, he bought a robe and a mask, and went straight to the hunting forest. Even if it is in the afternoon, at this time, the periphery of the soul hunting forest is still in an endless stream, with people coming and going. This hunting forest covers many cities in the Fasno province, not only Notting City. There are so many people, various shouts, endless. 3 missing 1, come to the Gold Master. Our team has a 26th level War Spirit Master, a 25th level Auxiliary Soul Master. Everything is available. It can be hunted for about 500 years. The price is negotiated. Hunt and kill soul beasts that have been around for 400 years, and come to a 25th level Soul Master in the control system, and reward 50 silver soul coins. Wang Feng listened to these voices. Every time he could think of the days when netizens teamed up in a previous life. These soul masters, because they are not aristocrats, do not have the help of the family, they can only hunt them by themselves. But they are very dangerous, and they can only seek help from others, are all. Normal things swept around. Wang Feng condensed his eyes and suddenly looked at the 3 people in the distance. 2 men in black clothes, and a woman in tight-fitting combat uniforms, were standing faintly on the spot. The 3 of them did not shout, but stood quietly and set up a sign. The sign says, "Hunt and kill 800-year-old soul beasts, and wait for a 25th level recovery soul master. Reward, a gold soul coin." Seeing this, Wang Feng's heart moved. Restored soul master, just right for him. These 3 people have a temperament that is very different from ordinary spirit masters. I am a recovery soul master. Excuse me, do you need it? Wang Feng walked over, coughed a few times, and said in a slightly hoarse voice. He was wearing a black robe and a mask at this time. Even people familiar with him may not recognize him. What should be hidden is to hide. You? Hearing someone talking, the eyes of the 3 of them fell on Wang Feng one after another. How old are you? Among the 2 men, a stronger man with a beard frowned. This kid, looking at 1.5 meters, I am afraid he is 11 or 12 years old, right? To entertain them? Ahem, about 12. But my spirit has the ability to recover. Wang Feng said. You? 12 years old. Do you have a 25th grade? Children, when are we stupid? Another young man with a dagger and nails cut off, said with a smile, you can have 14 level 5 is good. Even if you have the ability to recover, the effect on us is very low. Hurry up, go to other places to play, don't disturb your elder brothers and sisters. The cheek-faced who waved his hand at Wang Feng. Hey, wait, I am indeed only level 15, but I have a lot of milk. Oh no, my recovery ability is very strong. Wang Feng coughed again. Really, or else, you can try it. Try a ghost, kid, don't joke with us. The three of us don't want to be in the hunting forest, protecting you, a 12-year-old child. If you want to make money, go to the door of the hunting forest and watch those who just came out spirit masters, to restore their spirit power, should be able to make a lot of money. The big beard man said with a smile. Uncle, give it a try. You won't suffer anyway. Wang Feng said with a smile, this method is really wonderful. There are indeed many recovery-type spirit masters who can make money like this, because not every soul master goes into the hunting forest with a recovery soul master. After all, there are still very few recovery soul masters, so when they came out, most of them had no spirit power, and guarding at the door, specifically to restore their spirit power, was actually a way to make money. However, Wang Feng wants to go to the soul hunting forest to see more soul beasts. Reading www.yuyukanshu.com. To accumulate combat experience. What else did the big guy and the young man want to say, but the woman suddenly spoke lightly. Let him try it. Recovery spirit masters are hard to find, they don't need to be too powerful. The figure of this woman is very good, with concavities and convexities, with a capable ponytail, fair skin, and a delicate face, but it is a pity that there is a 4 to 5 centimeter knife mark on her face, destroying her beauty. Okay, boss, listen to you. The young man grinned, then the young man looked at the pedestrians around him. Then kid, you can recover for me. The big-faced who said with a smile, it just so happens that I have more than half of my soul power, not demanding, you can recover a quarter of the other half, just fine. After he finished speaking, the other two also looked at Wang Feng. You know, this beard is not simple, it is a 29th level great soul master. A quarter. Wang Feng hesitated. What? Is this too much? The big man frowned. If I can't recover even 1/8 of my spirit power at one time, it's not good. Wang Feng's palm turned slightly, and the spirit ring did not show up, but only a small golden lotus lighted up, urging the spirit power. Because the recovery of spirit power does not require spirit abilities, the spirit ring does not need to be brightened. Wang Feng will not brighten the spirit ring unless it is critical in the future. Suddenly, a bunch of golden threads flooded into the big man with cheeks, in an instant. The big man with cheeks and cheeks, his whole body was agitated, his whole body seemed to be electrocuted, and he shook suddenly. When the other two saw this, they suddenly became nervous. At this time, I only heard Wang Feng smiling and saying, sorry, I think it's a little bit short, so let's just recover it for you. Chapter 44, The Thief is Energetic. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As Wang Feng's slightly hoarse words sounded, the young man and the woman were really surprised. Old Black, what's your situation? The young man put down the dagger in his hand and hurriedly supported the big man with beard. Yu Guan gave the woman a wink, and the woman hurriedly walked up to Wang Feng, her eyes vigilant. Don't worry, his spirit power is recovering. Wang Feng naturally knew that the two of them were probably looking at the big man with cheeks, and things seemed abnormal. These soul masters are very vigilant because they have experienced battles. However, it didn't take long for the big beard to breathe a sigh of relief and shouted. Cool. Hearing this, the young man and the woman were in a daze. The two of them just watched the twitching appearance of Dahan whose whole body, and thought it was the kid pranking, not as if he was restoring the spirit power of the old black companion. Unexpectedly, Lao He suddenly shouted, but the two of them were confused. Old Black, what's the situation? The young man asked hurriedly. He was a little curious. How much has your spirit power recovered? The big man with cheeks, known as Lao He, looked at Wang Feng with a bit of surprise in his eyes. It's amazing, young man, just now, the spirit power in my body has completely recovered. Yes. Level 15 Recovery Soul Master, this is the first time I have seen it with such a powerful soul power recovery effect. Hearing this, the young man and the woman breathed a sigh of relief at the same time, looking at Wang Feng, with surprises in their eyes. Then I should meet your requirements, right? Wang Feng said with a smile. The soul power he had just consumed by urging Qinglian only consumed a little. I can restore 1/5 of the spirit power of my 29th level War Spirit Master in a while. Very good, Lao He smiled. Also, when you are recovering, it feels good, as if you are massaging me. The thief is energizing. Wang Feng, he knew that it was because Qinglian possessed the spirit ring of the golden light leopard, so it had this effect. If it is a deification skill, it can also directly cause the soul master to attach this kind of lightning thunder to make people paralyzed. The young man and the woman looked at the old black for a while. Okay, since it's okay, let's go. Arong is missing a promotion for about 800 years. Lao He looked at Wang Feng and introduced, my name is Lao He, so you can just call me that. My spirit is the Black Rock Bear. His speed is very slow, but his defensive ability is outstanding. This guy is a 29th level War Spirit Master. It's Ling Ren. Wuhuan is a dagger, very aggressive, 28th level. The last one is. Old He said, looking at the woman. My name is Silk Rong, my spirit is Iron Tusk, with strong control ability, 30th level Control Spirit Master. But it consumes a lot of money. The woman barely smiled. The three introduced their own martial souls, and then marched towards the hunting soul forest. These three martial arts souls are not outstanding. But knowing each other, I am afraid the relationship is very good. It should be a small team. It is not made up of scattered people. Wang Feng thought, the Black Rock Bear is a special kind of beast spirit that is very resistant to beatings. After the spirit is possessed, the speed will be very slow, but the body is covered with a layer of rock, and it becomes particularly resistant to beating and has good physical strength. Iron tooth grass is a very tough plant, compared to blue silver grass. Roughly equivalent to wooden sticks and noodles, they are very strong. It is a better control soul master. By the way, what is your name? Si Rome looked at Wang Feng. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce. Wang Feng smiled slightly, my name is Thanos. Thanos? This name sounds a bit cool. Ling Ren muttered a few times, not like a name, like a code name. Yes, it's the code name. Many people call me Thanos. Wang Feng said, screaming, I almost forgot my name. The three of them looked at him speechlessly, but I also knew that, I guess the kid didn't want to reveal his real name, and didn't ask much. The four walked into the hunting forest. Xiao Mie, you are a recovery spirit master, and you are relatively fragile. After the battle, don't run around. Stay with me and Silk Rong. I will protect you, Old Black said solemnly. No problem. You are ready to fight as much as you can. Have enough soul power. Wang Feng said with a smile, walking on the quiet path. The sound of Jie screams from time to time around, giving Wang Feng a feeling of returning to the primeval forest. Not long after, the three of them came across a 500-year-old chrysanthemum hedgehog. Be careful, this chrysanthemum yen hedgehog is very aggressive. But judging from its size, it seems to be only 500 years old. Serong seemed to be the backbone of the three of them, and said, this chrysanthemum-flamed hedgehog only has its waist and abdomen as its weakness, and other places are indestructible. What a pity, if it is 800 years old, it will be fine. Listening to Silk Rong's introduction, Wang Feng looked at the chrysanthemum hedgehog in the distance. The materials in the library are mostly crudely recorded. This chrysanthemum hedgehog is very restrained from my plant-based soul master, because as long as I control it, the flames on it will ignite, and it is difficult for me to control him effectively. Therefore, Lingdian, we must see the timing later. One hit kills. Now it is in a hidden state. Serong experience is very sophisticated. No problem. Ling blade swish, jumped directly onto the giant tree, and instantly disappeared from the sight of the three of them. Old Black, protect us, and be careful of this chrysanthemum flame hedgehog releasing the flame needles on his body. Silkong continued. Old Black's complexion sank, and after 2 yellow spirit rings were lit up, his whole body began to swell, and a dense layer of rock particles began to attach to his skin. adding a bit of roughness to it. The chrysanthemum hedgehog in the distance shot several fiery spikes, all of which were blocked by the old black www.novelmtl.com, but when they hit him, there was a clinking sound. The defense ability is really good. Wang Feng secretly said in his heart, the sharp thorns shot by this chrysanthemum hedgehog are very hot. I didn't expect this old black to be so resistant to beatings. Seeing that the spikes didn't work, the chrysanthemum hedgehog rushed toward the three of them, stomping the ground with a thud. Ling Blade, Cyrus suddenly yelled, and saw two yellow spirit rings light up on her body. She suddenly called the iron toothgrass martial arts spirit in her hand and pressed it directly into the ground. Suddenly, several wires sprang out from the ground, and instantly wrapped the front legs of the chrysanthemum hedgehog. There is not enough iron wire that this iron toothgrass has transformed, and it is quickly dissolved, but the front legs were blocked, and the chrysanthemum hedgehog was like a small car driving at high speed. It turned up directly from its head and lay on its back on the ground, exposing its white abdomen. At this moment, on the big tree above, a black shadow suddenly fell, and it fell on the abdomen of Juyan hedgehog. There was a burst of blood. The black figure jumped up from the abdomen very sensitively to avoid being splashed with blood. In the blink of an eye, this 500-year-old chrysanthemum hedgehog was solved by three people, experienced and well-versed, with tacit cooperation. The blood of this chrysanthemum hedgehog is very hot. Fortunately, I dodged in time. Ling Feng walked down from a distance. Just now from the uncle, he was the one who gave Juyan the hedgehog a lure at the critical moment. However, this blow seemed to consume a lot of his strength, and it was probably the use of spirit abilities. Let's go on. This chrysanthemum flame hedgehog should not be dead. We don't need his spirit ring. Let him survive and leave it to others. Sirong said lightly. Chapter 45, My biggest feature is long-lasting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is there such a rule in the hunting forest? Wang Feng asked in surprise. Not really, it's useless to just kill. The spirit ring is wasted for nothing, so when you enter the hunting forest, unless you encounter a suitable spirit beast, most of the spirit beasts of the three of us will not be killed. The fighting ability will do. Ling Blade explained with a smile. However, some soul masters are more bloodthirsty, and they may hunt soul beasts even if they don't use soul rings. Everyone's pursuit is different. Wang Feng nodded. It is indeed reasonable. If there is no one in the future to hunt the soul beast alone, there is no need to kill the soul beast. Seems to be more able to exercise. I will help you recover. Try to keep it full. Wang Feng suggested. Do you have enough spirit power? Silk gave him a puzzled look. We consume very little, but you are only 16th level. You shouldn't have much spirit power. Isn't it wasteful to supplement us like this? No, it's a waste. Wang Fengba didn't need to use some spirit power, so he directly used the spirit power to spur the golden lotus to supply the three of them. Besides, I think the spirit power should be kept as full as possible. If one encounters a large and powerful soul beast, it will be more dangerous. If you don't, it's easy to deal with. Sirong was taken aback, thinking about it. After all, after encountering a large soul beast, there was no extra time to supplement it. When giving Silkong and Ling Blade the first recovery of their spirit power, they finally felt the sourness of the old black. Old hay, it's quite vigorous. The whole body is crumpled and numb. This soul power is restored, which is interesting. A thief smile appeared on Ling Blade's face. Sirong smiled, followed. The four of them have been hunting soul beasts all afternoon. It's just that most of them didn't kill them, they just made these soul beasts lose their fighting power and slowly recover. It's night, I haven't encountered a suitable 800-year-old soul beast, and my luck is too bad. Ling Blade leaned on the tree, exhausted. Lao He also sat on the ground, his sturdy body shrugging. Sirong also has dense sweat on her face. Only, Wang Feng still looked ahead vigorously. One afternoon, his soul power has been consuming and consuming, but as soon as he stopped to meditate at this time, his cultivation speed became much faster. It seems that the more you consume, the faster your meditation practice will be. Just now was fighting a 700-year-old soul beast. Although they were defeated, the three of them were very tired. 3, do you want to add? Wang Feng still rang out in full of breath. The three of them looked at Wang Feng at different times, and couldn't help but said together, do you still have spirit power? That this afternoon, I encountered at least 10 soul beasts. Normally, 3 people can fight 4 soul beasts in a row at most, so it needs to be supplemented. With this kid named Thanos constantly supplementing, he bluntly fought 10 soul beasts in a full state. At this time, he still has soul power, to supplement everyone? No. Xiao Mie, you really only have level 15. Old He scratched his head. I haven't seen a recovery-type spirit master. Even if it is more than 20 levels, it doesn't last as long as you. No way, my biggest characteristic is long-lasting. Wang Feng smiled embarrassedly. His soul power is compressed, although it is only 15th level, but in fact the soul power is extremely durable, and the Meteor Tears have an automatic recovery effect. At this time, he still has 1/5 of his soul power. Moreover, Wang Feng felt that he should be close to level 16, although Wang Feng did not directly participate in the battle this afternoon. He has been consuming his soul power. Old Black. You kid, young, likes to say something bad. Ling Bian's eyes rolled, a smile that a man understands appeared on his face. However, you are no longer ordinary and lasting. We can't bear it anymore. Live, right? Sister Silkong, can you still bear it? Boom. As soon as Ling Blade finished speaking, Silk Rong slapped him on the back of the head. You are brave, even I dare to molest it. Silkong glared at Ling Ren. Wang Feng laughed a few times. After fighting all afternoon, he felt that a few people were good. This Ling Bian's character is a bit petty, and he likes to say something bad. Do you really still have soul power? Si Rong looked at Wang Feng, frowned and asked. She felt a little surprised. It was not easy for a 15th level spirit master to always give them more than 20 level soul masters to restore and supplement. But now, there is still soul power to supplement soul power, which is really unusual. It's okay, probably only enough for each of you to fill it up once. Wang Feng did not say how much he had left. At this time, just after finishing speaking, suddenly, there was a rustle in the distance. The lavender mist suddenly covered the sight in the distance. Its thorns and purple spirit vine. Serong stood up suddenly, looked at the looming vines in the distance, and said loudly, about 800 years. It just happens to be what I want. Ling Blade and Lao He also stood up, looking into the distance with a bit of joy in their eyes. The purpose of this trip is to find a suitable spirit ring breakthrough for Silkong. This thorny purple spirit vine can be considered more suitable. Thorns and purple spirit vine will release a purple mist that affects the spirit of the soul master. It has a decent psychedelic effect and is one of the most needed attributes for the control-type soul master. Xiao Mie, help us restore our spirit power to full, Serong eagerly said to Wang Feng. Wang Feng nodded. About 800 years ago, if his body has not been recast, he needs to be dealt with seriously. It was mainly 3 people fighting for an entire afternoon, even if the spirit power could be replenished, but the mental state really dropped. But the 3 of them are experienced, and Wang Feng feels that nothing will happen. After recovering the 3 of them, Wang Feng estimated the soul power in his body, and there was still some left. Ling Blade, remember to use that trick. This thorn and purple spirit vine is the most afraid of fire. Si Rong looked at Ling Bian and asked. Ling Blade has a soul recruiting skill, Flying Flame Strike, which can be applied to the dagger with a light flame, which is the best way to deal with this kind of purple spirit vine. Old Black, pay the bitterness root. Serong brought out the materials prepared in the bag. It was a pale white medicine root about 1 finger long. www.novelmtl.com exuding a pungent smell. Wang Feng watched intently. The 3 of them were really prepared very well, and the goal was estimated to be this thorny purple spirit vine. Bitter root is a special herb that has no other effect. It is extremely bitter and refreshing. Once shrouded in the purple mist of thorns and wisteria, the bitter taste stimulates the brain and will not be fascinated. This is the experienced team. Wang Feng feels that this kind of battle is indeed much more substantial than the simple understanding in the academy. Wang Feng stood behind the Old Black, watching the 3 people fighting from a distance. Almost quickly, the 800-year-old thorns and purple spirit vines were cut down by the 3 people in the same tacit battle. Ling Blade's flying flame strike almost cut off the 10 vines of Thorn Zilantang, making it unable to make any more movements. Just wait for the last blow. The three of them were dying of exhaustion, watching this scene, their faces filled with excitement. Great! This hunt is perfect. The 800-year-old thorns and purple spirit vines. However, this time is the most important thing, so I will reward him with 2 gold soul coins. Ling Yen said excitedly, Sister Si Rong, go and give this purple spirit vine the final blow. Good. Sister Si Rong nodded, holding a small sword, and walking towards the purple spirit vine in the distance, but at this moment, a figure rushes from the opposite side quickly. The figure that suddenly appeared, grabbed the front of Silk Rong, and directly killed the purple spirit vine. The dark yellow soul ring slowly lit up, the three of them were shocked. In the distance, a playful laugh came. Sorry, I saw this thorn and purple spirit vine first, it belongs to me. Several people, trouble. Chapter 46, aren't you an auxiliary soul master? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sudden change of made all 4 of them stunned. This figure is extremely fast, almost just taking advantage of the fatigue of the 3 of them, and the speed is so fast that the 3 of Silk Rong have no reaction at all. The purple spirit vine is killed by it, and the spirit ring is illuminated. The spirit ring of the spirit beast, but only the person who kills it can absorb it. Lao He, Silk Rong, and Ling Blade stayed in place. Si Rong stopped, almost just 2 steps away, still a long way from the purple spirit vine. At this moment, I could only watch. A deep yellow spirit ring lit up on the purple spirit vine, but it was not something she could absorb. Next to Xilingting, at this moment, there was a young man with a joking smile on his face, and there was a bit of pride in his eyes. The young man is about 20 or so, dressed in quite expensive clothes, looks like an academy student, and has a sturdy atmosphere of a newborn calf who is not afraid of tigers. Boy, did you know that strengthening the spirit ring of other people is a very nasty thing? Ling Blade looked at the boy coldly. Si Rong looked at it quietly. Her eyes were extremely dense. The timing of this young man's shot is too critical. Just when they had just defeated the thorns and purple spirit vines, they were immersed in the joy of victory, but they had no spirit power. Quick shot. Have it? The young man looked at Ling Bian in surprise, but we discovered this thorn and purple spirit vine first. It's just that we can't help it. It was preempted by you. This is not a snatch. If you discovered it first, why didn't you hunt him? Old He said solemnly, wait for us to take action. Wang Feng behind shook his head when he heard this. Lao He is an honest man. Simply put, he is an honest man. This young man's rhetoric is obviously a shame. Old He really believes. As expected, the boy laughed a few times. Then there is no way, I just want to wait and then make a move to restore my spirit power. I didn't expect you to make a move first, so no wonder I am. After finishing speaking, he stood beside the purple spirit vine, motionless. Obviously, he can't beat the thorns and purple spirit vines alone, so he did it on purpose. This person should be a student of the High-Order Soul Master Academy. Si Rong stared at the young man, and said coldly, he should be at level 30, and he is ready to hunt down soul beasts to meet the requirements for graduation. Seeing his appearance and situation, he can't be wrong. Wang Feng nodded frequently. I feel that Sister Silk Rong has a really good vision, and she is as powerful as she thought. What should I do, Sister Si Rong? Ling Blade's face was gloomy. Is it possible that we just watched him your spirit ring? It's hard to find a suitable spirit ring. If you just give up like this, I'm afraid I don't know how long to look for. All afternoon's battle was robbed for this soul beast. Who can stand it? I have very little spirit power left. Old He shook his head. What else can I do? Silong shook her head and said helplessly, he killed the first, and I can't absorb the spirit ring. Moreover, it is not suitable to fight with him at this time. We have no fighting power now. This villain does not know how long he has been watching. Replenish our energy, we don't even understand his strength. If we fight, we will only suffer. Although there is still Xiao Mia, he is only a recovery-type spirit master. At this time, it is estimated that the spirit power is gone as well as ours, and he cannot drive the spirit to return to us. It is not safe for him to fight. Serong finished speaking, Ling Blade and Lao He were silent. Yeah, what else? It is impossible for them to absorb the spirit ring. In the fight, they will inevitably suffer, and they will also involve the innocent Xiaomie, which is not fair and safe to others. He is a reply-type spirit master, and his combat power is almost zero. He is still so young and no one is protected. If the young man is injured later, who will bear the responsibility? At this moment, Wang Feng stepped forward and asked. You wouldn't just let it go, would you? This person is too cheap, can you all bear it? The three of them gave a wry smile. The strong imperious ring is really cheap, and no one else sees it here. These years, there is no mobile phone that can record criminal evidence. What else can I do with him? Wang Feng took a few steps forward and said, don't trim those imaginary ones. You robbed the spirit ring. How can you make up for it? Not much to say, 1,000 gold soul coins, you can get this spirit ring. Yes, I can't get it out, you don't want to leave here today. 1,000 gold soul coins is indeed a bit exaggerated, generally hunting this kind of 800-year-old soul beast, all kinds of expenses add up, it is estimated that 100 of them are worth the sky. Okay. That I don't know, the young man was taken aback for a moment, and then glanced at Wang Feng with disdain. Do you want the golden soul coin, right? Take it. As he said, the young man took out a gold soul coin from his arms and threw it directly at Wang Feng. The youth is strong, and this gold soul coin blasted out with a burst of sound. Seeing this, the three faces are representative. Old He violently transported the last trace of soul power, roared, leaped high, and directly took the gold soul coin with his palm, but there was a red scar in his hand. Ha ha ha, you auxiliary soul master, dare to ask me for gold soul coins? The young man sneered, I really envy you for being so naive, kid, if you can see a little bit of the situation, you won't say such stupid things. After speaking, the young man's body shook suddenly, a martial arts spirit suddenly appeared behind him, and 2 yellow spirit rings rose up immediately. I am a goshawk martial spirit. I am full of spirit power and in full state. Kid, do you still need gold soul coins? The youth exudes a powerful aura, the whole person is like an eagle with wings spread out, no wonder the speed just now is so strange. This goshawk martial spirit, although the power is not strong, but the speed is extremely fast. Can be used for many purposes such as investigating messages. Seeing this, the three of Silk Roam sighed again and again. Xiaomie, forget it. Lao He simply bandaged the injury on his hand and whispered. Can't count. Wang Feng snorted coldly, if he doesn't give the gold soul coins, we will stay here. If he dares to absorb the spirit ring, we will get him. Anyway, after an hour, the spirit ring will disappear. The spirit master absorbs the spirit ring, but it is very dangerous. Once attacked, the consequences will be disastrous. As expected, upon hearing this, the youth's complexion changed and said coldly. Really toast without eating, you reading www.uukangshu.com to eat fine wine. Well, I will teach you a lesson, you kid. After saying this, the young man suddenly jumped high, his claws like wings, volleyed down, extremely fast. Be careful. C. Rome was startled, and hurriedly yelled, trying to use her soul skills to trap the young man, but she couldn't even move her spirit. Ling Run looked at him in a hurry. Wang Feng's location is relatively far away, because it belongs to the recovery system, far away from the battle circle, there is still 20 or 30 meters away from them. Ling Blade also couldn't rush over immediately, can only watch. The young man is flying high like an eagle, as if to catch the prey below. Wang Feng squinted his eyes, not evasive, and saw the youth attacking him, so fast that he appeared in front of him in the blink of an eye. Seeing this, the three of them suddenly exclaimed, secretly saying bad. But at the time of the TV blaze, I saw that the young man had not grasped Wang Feng's shoulder with his hands. Wang Feng's hand seemed to have entered bullet time instantly, and he quietly grabbed the young man's arm first, and was next to Wang Feng's side, a side kick. This kick directly hit the young man's stomach, as if he had been kicked out of the meal overnight, and only felt a heartache that rose from the lower abdomen and spread to the whole body. Boom. Wang Feng released his hand, and the young man directly smashed a large tree in the distance, imprinting a humanoid mark. Let this big tree tremble. There was a violent noise. In an instant, all three of Silk Roam were stunned. Only heard an intermittent voice from the humanoid mark of the big tree. You, are you not a soul master of auxiliary system? How, power, so powerful? Rua, vomit. Chapter 47, Cast in the Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Is almost the known week. Auxiliary spirit masters basically have no combat ability, so they need protection. But now, Serong looked at the young man printed on the big tree in the distance, and the corners of their mouths twitched. Xiao Mie reacted too fast. Ling Ren was silent for a moment. This kick was almost kicked out by the impulse of the young man. This kind of reaction and strength is really not something a 10-year-old child can have. Moreover, he is just one. Auxiliary Spirit Master, obviously did not use martial arts just now, only the power of the body itself, that at that moment, Ling Ren asked himself that he couldn't react. This kick may not be too strong, but the reaction is too fast, and the kick is extremely sharp. It's not like an auxiliary soul master at all. Ling Ren concluded. Although most auxiliary spirit masters do not fight directly with spirit beasts, they will also carry out simple training to improve their physical fitness, but is this too strong? Old He touched his head, his eyes filled surprised. In the battle of the whole afternoon, let alone Xiao Mie, even Silk Roam of the control system seldom directly fights with spirit beasts. Most of them are the old black tops in front, taking on most of the beatings. Therefore, the three of them have never seen Wang Feng make a move. I always thought that this kid was a very good recovery soul master, or the kind who had no power to bind a chicken. Unexpectedly, Xiao Mie can not only tie a chicken with his hands, but even a mad dog that is much stronger than a chicken can kick it. Was really shocked. At this time, Wang Feng smiled and nodded and said, "That's right, I'm an auxiliary spirit master. My spirit is to reply now." He is rightly speaking, but the three of Silk Roam were speechless for a while. The young man also stumbled and crawled out of the gravure, and said angrily, "Shit! You, an auxiliary soul master, how can you have such a quick reaction and power? Are you really stupid, Li Ying? That it's not that there are no auxiliary soul masters in the academy." This kid looked young, either he had hidden his strength or his martial soul. "Why, don't you allow the auxiliary soul master to be better than you?" Wang Feng was happy. "You guy, don't talk nonsense. If you can't take out the gold soul coin compensation today, I will let you know that this world is full of malice for you." Hearing this, the youth suddenly roared. The kid is crazy, that he is a dignified spirit master who is about to graduate and is about to enter the realm of Soul Sovereign. It would be too embarrassing to be let down by a little ghost. I didn't want to use spirit abilities on you, kid. Now I have changed my mind. Li Ying sneered. The kick just now caused him some injuries, but it was not enough to make him lose his combat effectiveness. Besides, he still has spirit abilities that he has not used. Who knows, this kid seems to have a hand. Soul skill, eagle clone. Li Ying yelled. 2 yellow spirit rings lit up quickly, and a big gray eagle rose behind him. Immediately afterwards, Li Ying quickly swayed from side to side. It seems to be jumping horizontally from side to side repeatedly, which is extremely strange. Phantoms appeared on his body. Is unclear. Wang Feng, are you putting it here to tease you? Boy, are you dazzled? Ha 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 ha. Li Ying's voice came from the phantom, with a bit of madness. Xiao Mie, beware, Ling Blade shouted. His spirit ability is very strange and unpredictable. When he attacks, you must be extremely careful. After finishing speaking, Ling Blade's face became a little darker. He was completely unable to see the figure of this young man jumping from side to side. It makes me dizzy. Lao He stared at Li Ying's figure. Dizzy, what kind of ghost spirit is it that interferes with the enemy's sight? Should be. Si Rong nodded and looked at Li Ying, who had been repeatedly in the distance, can be at this moment. Li Ying moved. He moved around an S-shaped curve and struck towards Wang Feng, carrying phantoms on his body, making it impossible to see which shadow he was. Immediately afterwards, Li Ying revolved around Wang Feng, as if trying to dizzy people, but there are more and more phantoms around. Oops. This spirit ability is really a bit troublesome. Ling Blade said secretly. Don't tell me. I really made my head dizzy. Old He shook his head. Xiao Mie's physical fitness should have been hard-trained. Although he was able to avoid a dangerous move just now, he is an auxiliary soul master after all. Si Rong frowned, not a spirit war master. Once a spirit ability is used, Xiao Mie will be very difficult to resist. Soul ability is the dividing line of many soul masters. Wang Feng stood on the spot, looking at Li Ying who was spinning around him. He couldn't help feeling a bit funny in his heart. He didn't use much force with his foot just now, he just used his force to kick this guy out. Unexpectedly, this 30th level war spirit master is still somewhat resistant to kicking, is still fancy. At this moment, a figure suddenly rushed out of the shadows, almost covering it, and hugged Wang Feng from behind. Let you take a look at my newly created spirit ability, cast in the clouds. Li Ying shouted, and violently saved Wang Feng. While spinning wildly, he jumped tens of meters high. Seeing this, the three of Silk Roam have changed greatly. These Li Ying's two soul abilities, Yu reading www.yuyukeangshu.com is so cunning. Ling Ren's heart tightened. First, use the eagle clone to blur the enemy's sight and senses, and take advantage of this time to use the second spirit ability. This cloud shot, I am afraid that Xiaomi will be picked up in the air and drop down. Go. Look, Li Ying's hands are claws, and his feet are like locks. They look like a falcon trapping its prey and flying in the sky, and it spins so fast that Xiaomi can't move at all. Ling Blade is also a spirit war master of the agility type, and he can see the mystery at a glance at the spirit ability. Upon hearing Ling Blade's analysis, Silk Roam and Lao He immediately stayed. So strong. His move, I am afraid that even the old black body can be picked up. Silk Roam frowned tightly. This is nearly 20 meters tall, falling down from such a high place. Even a 30th level war spirit master, no matter how strong his physical fitness is, he still has to fall. Boy, are you scared? Li Ying bound Wang Feng's whole body and said in a dark tone. I'm so scared, but wait, don't be afraid. What am I afraid of? Li Ying snorted coldly. At this time, Li Ying had already jumped to a high point, and then, the two fell instantly. Goodbye, kid. Li Ying gave a playful smile, just about to let go of Wang Feng, and leaped away. How did you know that? Li Ying just let go, only to find that he was still falling. At a glance, Li Ying's face changed drastically. Boy, let go. It was Wang Feng who suddenly restrained Li Ying's hands and feet. Let go. Wang Feng laughed twice. You are a bit interesting to cast in the sky. How can you not experience the spirit ability you created yourself? Chapter 48, You are so talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The two fell quickly. Li Ying was panicked. He fell like this. He was not a bronze-headed iron arm, nor was he a defensive spirit war master. Why don't he fall to scrap? Boy, let go. Li Ying said angrily. Not loose. Let go, I can let you land safely. Li Ying panicked even more. Don't, the earth is our mother, let's plunge into the arms of our mother together. Master, I beg you, let go. Li Ying trembled, the whistling wind blew past his ears, and the little devil didn't know where his strength was, and bound his hands and feet tightly. It's useless to call you Dad. Boom. In the sight of the three of them, in a few seconds, they almost hit the ground at the same time. There was a wave of air. Hey, is it a soul skill that goes up to the sky? Ling Blade was suddenly shocked. How come they fell together? The two did not see the picture. Quickly, go and see. Si Rong hurriedly shouted. Xiao Mia is afraid that he is injured. The three of them quickly walked towards the point where they fell. They fixed their eyes, but they were stunned. I only saw the child in the black robe, shaking the dust on his body at this time, seeing the three people coming, and grinning. Are you here? That the three of them looked at Wang Feng and looked a lot. Rong swallowed and asked, are you okay? Falling from such a high place, even the old black would have to fall dizzy and vomit blood. How does he look like a human being? Something is going on, my whole body hurts terribly. Wang Feng smiled. Seeing this, the three looked at each other, and for a moment they were speechless. Is just a thought, do you look like it is in pain? That guy, what about the others? Old He asked. Wang Feng seemed to think of something, and hurriedly jumped up from the small hole that had fallen, and pointed at Li Ying in the hole. No, isn't this right here? The three of them looked, and suddenly gasped. Compared to Wang Feng, who was intact, this Li Ying was extremely miserable. At this time, Byron's eyes were glowing, a puff of blood overflowed from his mouth, and the whole figure was lying inside like a dead fish. When it fell just now, I used him as a cushion. Wang Feng said with a smile. Actually, the two fell together. It's just that his physical fitness is extremely strong. Even if he falls from a height of nearly 20 meters, it's fine, but this Li Ying is miserable. At this time, it is estimated that the body was seriously injured, and several ribs were broken. The three of them were stunned for a while. Why didn't he let you go just now? Ling Yan asked in a strange way. Is it really a spirit ability that will die together? That when Li Ying jumped up with Wang Feng in his arms, and when he fell, they were all spinning at a high speed, and the three of them couldn't see clearly, did not even hear the conversation between the two. Who knows? Wang Feng shrugged. He doesn't say. Is this his new spirit ability? I'm probably still unskilled in controlling it, otherwise I won't be treated as a cushion. It seems to be the same. New spirit abilities generally take time to become familiar with. This kind of attack is very dangerous. Lao He couldn't help but glanced at Li Ying with a sneer, and kicked him. You said you are not stupid. Do you dare to use your soul skills? You are still used as a cushion. This kind of move obviously reports the enemy after you were in the air. You should withdraw. But did you fall directly with you? How stupid. Li Ying spit out another mouthful of blood, pointed at Wang Feng, but didn't say a word. Where is he unskilled? He is bound by this kid. There is no way to withdraw. The two fell together just now, but how did you know that this kid was unscathed? Hurry up and see if he has any gold soul coins. Wang Feng hurriedly urged the three of them to say, otherwise, this trip will really be a waste of time. After fighting the monster, it is natural to touch the corpse. This is a fine tradition. Okay, I'll come first. Old He seemed to be very experienced, with two big rough hands, groping directly on Li Ying. After a short while, he took out a small bag. There should be dozens of gold soul coins, which is still some gain. Lao He opened the bag and saw his face suddenly darkened. Why are all silver soul coins? Only a few gold soul coins. Too poor. Old He was speechless. No wonder you have to grab someone's spirit ring. Bad luck. Lao He babbled several times. There was another twitch in the corner of Li Ying's mouth. Wang Feng secretly said in his heart that one person hunts the soul beast, or he is very strong, or he has no popularity and money, and cannot find anyone to help. That's why I will do some next things, is quite normal. Old Black, I'll search for it. Wang Feng took a look at Li Ying, walked over, stretched out his hand and rubbed it for a while. After a short while, he touched out a white circle, which looked like a ring. Hey, what is this? Wang Feng said dumbly. Is this guy getting married? Just like him, someone will marry him. Li Ying, seeing this ring, Li Ying struggled abruptly, but his body just twitched, and it was useless for him to struggle. So excited, is it a token of love? Wang Feng asked in doubt. At this moment, Silkon on the side suddenly said solemnly. Xiao Mie, this is not a ring. This should be the soul guidance device. Unexpectedly, this guy should have such a precious soul guidance device. Heard the three words soul guidance device. Wang Feng was stunned. www.novelmtl.com. Of course he knew this thing. Shaosan had a famous soul guide. The 24 bridge Minjiwai has a total of 24 cubes. It is an artifact of space storage. I still have to take it with me, the thief looks good. Is from the master. Soul guidance device. Damn, maybe this guy's good things are hidden inside, right? Ling Ren said excitedly, the three of them have no spirit power anymore, so Wang Feng directly urged his soul power to enter this ring, but, Wang Feng searched, and then moved his hand, several books woven with threads suddenly appeared in his hand. Nothing is useful, there are only a few books. Wang Feng regretted, what a poor ghost, this soul guide was probably bought by this guy with good luck. If you want him to buy it, I guess he can't afford it. Such a precious thing. The ring is not big, only 2 or 3 cubes, is much worse than that of Shaosan, but Wang Feng finds it novel, and it is quite useful to him. Usually, he can put some sundries in, and there are many ways to travel. Books? What book? Silky glanced curiously, at this look, his face was flushed, and he cursed at Li Ying, insignificant villain. Wang Feng, Ling Blade, and Lao He were stunned. They looked at the book and suddenly looked different. Old Black's complexion looks red. Wang Feng and Ling Ren watched them with gusto, because, these books, are really 18-band H books. 6666, what a special, soul guide, such a precious thing, how can you use it to hold this kind of thing? Wang Feng laughed as he looked at Li Ying, who was seeing the secret at this time. You are really a talent. Chapter 49, 1 year later. Variety. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The other 2 people also laughed. Okay, let's go, Si Rong said, don't waste time anymore, Xiao Mie, this trip is all up to you, he was defeated by you, this soul guide will naturally belong to you. This Xiao Mie is quite mysterious. Although he claims to be level 16, his recovery ability is stronger than that of a spirit master of more than 20 levels, also has a very strong physical fitness, it is worthy of a good friendship. Then I will be welcome. Wang Feng did not refuse, this trip can also get a soul guidance device for storage, but the biggest gain, Wang Feng threw the books in his hand to Li Ying and said. Since this is your baby, we won't be loved by others, so I will return this to you. Said, slapped the booklet on Li Ying's face. The 4 of them walked out of the hunting forest and bid farewell to each other, and Wang Feng quickly returned to Nodding College. Outside this soul hunting forest, there are a lot of 3 teachings and 9 streams. There are soul masters from all major cities in the Faustino province. Plus, wearing a robe and a mask, Wang Feng is not worried that Li Ying will recognize him, even though the 3 of Silk roam, it is estimated that they may not even know which city they are in. A trip is very rewarding. It seems that fighting others or hunting soul beasts by yourself is good. Wang Feng touched the iron ring in his arms, not knowing what material it was made of. Soul guidance device, having this thing is equivalent to carrying 2 or 3 suitcases with you. Although it is not very big, it is usually very good for storing things, is the biggest gain of this trip. It feels like you can touch porcelain with the spirit ring. Wang Feng suddenly had a show operation in his mind. You can hunt the soul beasts alone, and then pay attention to the surroundings. If someone dares to show up the soul-grabbing ring, let him it, and then he can rob with confidence, it's really a good way to get rich. Too shameless, forget it, Wang Feng shook his head, it's easy to make things happen for a long time and attract attention. After thinking and summarizing, Wang Feng began to meditate and practice until the next morning, before Wang Feng felt that he had cultivated to level 16. The speed is much faster. It is estimated that every day in the future should be so full and boring. In this way, Wang Feng followed the prescribed plan every day, or went to class to learn the basic knowledge of various continents, or went to the soul hunting forest to fight the soul beasts. Among them, sometimes I would go to the master to talk to Shaosan and Xiaowu, eat, and exchange various theories from time to time, but Shaosan, Xiaowu and the master didn't know that Wang Feng would hunt the forest of souls almost every day. Because the afternoon is my own time, the junior will go part-time, and occasionally gather together. Everyone has their own affairs, study in the morning, hunt the soul forest in the afternoon, and meditate in the evening. At the same time, because he fights with soul beasts almost every day, Wang Feng has a more in-depth understanding of the various soul beasts in the hunting forest. He has learned about the characteristics, habits, defects, etc. of many soul beasts, even more than many instructors. Know the knowledge, the increase in combat brings more speed in cultivation. In fact, it was very similar to what Wang Feng thought. Maintaining a high-intensity combat state can increase the speed of soul power cultivation, and when practicing at night every day, Wang Feng would also think about the way of meditation, that is, the route of the soul power in the body. In the eyes of Xiaosan, it is probably similar to the internal strength route, because I used to follow the meditation methods given by the Academy, but after practicing for a long time, Wang Feng felt that these meditation methods were a bit lengthy, so Wang Feng could only improve these routes dangerously and dangerously. Familiar, but this kind of improvement is risky. The instructor of the Academy said that the way of meditation cannot be easily modified, otherwise a state similar to madness might appear. But Wang Feng is not afraid. He has Meteor Tears as a guarantee. Therefore, Wang Feng is very courageous. He gradually cultivated the Academy's meditation practice, cancelled many long and cumbersome paths, and changed it to be more concise and efficient. The speed is greatly improved. Of course, there have indeed been a few cases of insanity and uncontrollable body in the middle of the journey. It feels as if it is about to explode and die, but it is all calmed down by falling stars and tears, but even so, 16 to 17 is fine, it only took more than 10 days, but 17 to 18, it took almost 2 months. From 18 to 19, it took more than 4 months. Until the end of this semester, Wang Feng felt that he was almost at level 20, compressing and purifying soul power. This path he chose made Wang Feng wonder if he could reach level 30 in the remaining 5 years. Modifying the meditation method and fighting the spirit beasts can all be said to have greatly accelerated his improvement, but the actual speed is still far beyond Wang Feng's expectations. However, the advantage is naturally as Wang Feng himself expected, his soul power, even if compared to the 30-odd soul sovereign, is more durable. This is the great benefit of being more refined. The soul power level test was secretly tested by Wang Feng in a nearby city randomly selected, and it covered his figure. Because he owns the mysterious boy, the token he gave has the right to self-identify. So Xiaosan and the others didn't know their spirit power level, but in fact, as long as the appraisal is not for upgrading the rank of the soul master, it is just a pure level appraisal, and there is no need to brighten the spirit ring. Plus I randomly sample the spirit subtemples of the surrounding cities for appraisal. The previous Bishop Jeka, he would never notice himself, let alone high-level figures. Actually, even without identification, Wang Feng can probably calculate his spirit power level. I just wanted to go to the Wuhuan Hall to test the token given by the mysterious young man. Obviously, the rights of this token were somewhat unexpected to Wang Feng. Most of the lowest level Wuhuan branch halls respect this token. You can receive about 10 gold soul coins a month in the Wuhuan Hall. This is a very high amount, not enough for Wang Feng to join. Without receiving it, just use this token to pretend to enter the Wuhuan Hall to test the level. I have to say that Wang Feng found himself quite talented in disguising, perhaps because of the influence of the previous life. I had a good understanding of makeup, one of the 4 great magic arts in Asia at that time. His disguise, almost even Xiaosan can be deceived, makes Wang Feng quite proud. With this token, Wang Feng can guarantee that even the Bishop Jake and the mysterious boy would never know their own situation. Not only the higher level Martial Soul Child Hall, and the higher Martial Soul Master Hall, although this token is still useful, its power will be much smaller. In the long-term battle in the hunting forest, Wang Feng can also be regarded as getting to know Silkong and his party, and the relationship is quite deep. The 3 of them are an organization similar to a mercenary squad, and because they are not outstanding in talent, they have not been able to enter the Advanced Soul Master Academy to study. Directly graduated and entered the society. For the sake of work and gold soul coins, they took up the job of hunting soul beasts. There are actually many such teams, is often hired by many family noble children to hunt down soul beasts. Wang Feng also joined them temporarily. When Silong and the others were in trouble, Wang Feng went into the hunting forest and fighting spirit beasts alone. When there is action, we are together. At the end of this semester, Wang Feng probably earned more than 100 gold soul coins by hunting and killing soul beasts. This is already a very high amount. You must know that a gold soul coin in Douluo continent is enough for an ordinary family to live for several months. www.novelmtl.com Wang Feng estimates that the purchasing power is equivalent to about 10,000 yuan, more than 100, equivalent to about 1 million. Before Wang Feng was in the Holy Soul Village, he developed slowly, and he kept it for a few years. Only a few gold soul coins. At the same time, Wang Feng bought a special fine iron in a blacksmith's shop in a nearby city. To build a load-bearing suit, is about 400 caddies, used for usual exercise. This kind of fine iron is very expensive and very light. A thumb-sized piece is extremely heavy. Is wearing protective gear, although his body does not change much, but extremely heavy. And wearing this kind of weight-bearing protective gear is really good. Can increase the speed of soul power training. This was discovered after Wang Feng got used to it. Because of this kind of weight-bearing protective gear, if you don't use spirit power to control your body, it will have a great impact. More than 400 caddies of things, you can guess a gravure if you step on it with just 1 foot. Therefore, in order to control the weight of the body, you must use spirit power, because only in this way can you walk normally. Using spirit power all the time, you need to concentrate, which will naturally increase the speed of cultivation. And wearing it on the body means that you have to use your soul power to eat and drink, and you must use your soul power to control your body every moment. Otherwise, if you are not careful, even if you bump into someone, you can seriously injure someone. However, this kind of weight is not something that ordinary spirit masters can bear. Without Wang Feng's physical fitness, he wears 400 caddies of protective gear every day, and he is afraid that various injuries will appear early on. That's it. Half a year later, the first semester is over. Wang Feng, Xiao San, and Xiao Wu are going back to Holy Soul Village for the first time. Chapter 50, Are You Touching Me? You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Gate of Nodding City. Brother Feng, Xiao Wu also go back with me. After more than half a year, both Tang San and Xiao Wu have grown a lot taller, and Tang San seems to want to grow stronger, thinking that he should have been working out by ironing every day. There was a bit of determination on his face. Beside Tang San, Xiao Wu looked around, seemingly curious about where the Holy Soul Village in Xiao San's mouth would be. Okay. Wang Feng nodded and glanced at Xiao Wu. Although he was still wearing nodding college uniform, he was a little taller like Tang San, but the two of them are still a head shorter than themselves. Hey, Xiao Qinyu has already gone to the intermediate academy. I don't know how boring it will be in the next few years. Xiao Wu pursed her lips and said, Fortunately, there are Xiao San you play with me. Feng Gu is too powerful, can't beat him, I don't want to be uncomfortable. The three of them followed the road and set off in the direction of Holy Soul Village, chatting on the road. There are not many people in the junior college. After Xiao Qinyu left, almost no one can fight Xiao Wu. There is only Tang San, who will practice with her for a long time. Wang Feng is generally very rare, because he needs to greatly reduce his strength because of playing against the two, and most of the time, Wang Feng was either soaking in the soul beast forest or studying the way of meditation practice. Brother Feng, your spirit power hasn't declined, right? Tang San suddenly asked, You have also fought with us several times this year. I feel that your strength has indeed not declined, and I don't know if your spirit power has declined. Tang San obviously still worried about Wang Feng's 1,000-year spirit ring, although at that time, Feng Gu said that it would not have any impact. But this year, Tang San has rarely seen Brother Feng use martial arts. Even if he occasionally competes with them, it is purely on physical fitness that he can fight them back and forth. Yes, Xiao San also told me about his teacher's analysis. Feng Gu, my spirit power and Xiao San have improved a lot. Xiao Wu also learned about the 1,000-year spirit ring. But among the students, only the two of them knew. Xiao Qinyu Guy knows that Wang Feng has a 1,000-year spirit ring, but that analysis of the master is obviously not something he can analyze. Xiao Wu chuckled, and raised his chin. We haven't had a fight for months. Xiao San should be level 16, and I'm almost level 17. My spirit power has not declined. Wang Feng shook his head. Hearing this, Tang San heaved a sigh of relief. It's good if it doesn't decrease. In other words, the side effects brought by the 1,000-year spirit ring may not be as serious as the master imagined for Brother Feng. Hee, then we can surpass Brother Feng. You should still be at level 15. Xiao Wu waved her fist. Next time I and Xiao San must defeat you. When Wang Feng heard the words, he suddenly felt a little trance. For more than half a year, I have been immersed in combat training and various researches, and I have not paid attention to the improvement of the spirit power of the two. Although lamenting that because of the compression of his soul power, his cultivation speed is extremely slow, but it seems like, even if it slows down like this, it is much faster than most people's cultivation speed. I look forward to it very much. Wang Feng said with a smile. At this point, Wang Feng couldn't help but glance at Tang San. I vaguely remember that this year in the original book, Xiao San's father left, and he also had a formal relationship with Xiao Wu, a sibling. It's time to go back and see Grandpa Jack. Wang Feng looked at the smoky little village in the distance, his eyes suddenly a little ethereal. Holy Soul Village. Hey, Xiao San, your village seems to look pretty good. In the afternoon, the three of them finally reached the door of Holy Soul Village. 1 year, it seems that this small village has not brought too much change. The water in the small fountain with the central stone pillar at the entrance of the village is still clear. Occasionally, a few villagers are coming home from the door carrying various kitchen utensils, sometimes followed a few mischievous children, chattering and noisy. What is the stone pillar in the middle? Are there 2 handprints on it? Xiao Wu bounced over, watching and asking. It's Feng Ji's masterpiece. A few years ago, our Holy Soul Village was still very barren. It's not like it is now. There are clean rocky roads, beautiful fountain gardens. Tang San walked over and explained with a smile. At this time, several voices suddenly sounded in the distance. Mistress, Xiaofeng, why are you back? The old and familiar figure, coming from a distance, is the old Jack. I haven't seen him for a year. Wang Feng found that the wrinkles on Grandpa Jack's face were a little bit longer, and time was aging. It's winter vacation, come back early. Wang Feng walked over and helped old Jack. You boy, that's true. It's such a long way. Old Jack glared at Wang Feng. However, it will be fine if you come back. As he said, old Jack suddenly looked at Xiao San, opened his mouth, hesitating a little and said, Little San, your father. Grandpa Jack, I will go back to see my father. Tang San said something excitedly, and then took Xiao Wu towards the blacksmith's shop. Xiao Wu originally wanted to read the story on the stone pillar, but listening to Tang San's rare excitement, he walked over. Should Uncle Hao go, right? Wang Feng said suddenly. Well, it's gone, how do you know? Old Jack nodded, and subconsciously replied, well, it's gone. Xiao Feng, how did you know? Wang Feng didn't answer, but he helped Grandpa Jack walk to the blacksmith's shop, staring at Tang San in a daze. Tang Hao is really irresponsible. Old Jack said angrily. After handing the letter to me, he left directly, regardless of Tang San's feelings. I will hand the letter to Tang San. Talking, he walked in and handed the letter to Tang San. Wang Feng said in his heart, Uncle Hao should have visited Xiao San, right? However, with Uncle Hao's temperament, it is impossible to see Xiao San directly in person. Probably in a corner, secretly watching, thinking. Wang Feng walked in, looked at Tang San with a look of loss, and said, Little San, in fact, Uncle Hao should have been to Nodding City to see you. Hearing this, Tang San was taken aback. Really, I also saw it occasionally. He came several times and he watched you secretly. Yu reading www.yuyukanshu.com. Sometimes, it is when you are working, sometimes when you are in class. Wang Feng said with a smile, so, you don't have to be sad. Uncle Hao is very concerned, but maybe for some reason, I don't want to see you. Hearing this, Tang San's eyes were slightly sour. I see, thank you Feng brother. Wang Feng waved his hand and said. Then I'll go home first, you and Xiao Wu will clean up your home first. Talking, Wang Feng helped old Jack to go out. Wang Feng walked along the village. Most people brought some small gifts. After doing these things, Wang Feng came to the small woods he hadn't known for a long time. Although it has only been more than a year, Wang Feng seems to have an illusion like a dream. In this small forest, there are too many tears he left behind, stroked the familiar big trees and the trap marks left on them, and stepped on the creaking branches and weeds under their feet. Wang Feng cut off a blue-silver grass, held it in his mouth, chewed it twice, and sighed. That is really where the dream begins. After a while, Wang Feng stopped suddenly, his eyes fell to the front. The rough and familiar tweet gave Wang Feng the illusion of crossing. On the ground in the distance, there was a little blue bird lying impressively. At this moment it was convulsing, with blood still all over. Said it was small, but in reality it was big, at least half of Wang Feng's size. But, wait, why am I so familiar with this scene? Wang Feng looked at the little blue bird and was taken aback. Fuck, don't you, the bird I rescued more than a year ago. Why are you so badly injured again? How about touching me,